phone and do not use flash when you're taking pictures. Do not clap your hands or rock around during the debate. Thank you and good luck. First, affirmative constructive speech, 4 minutes.
Honorable Judge, fellow debaters, and most esteemed guests. Imagine this. You're on a train and you're called a prostitute for sitting on a party seat that the people listed do not even want to visit. This problem is exactly the reason why the firm decided to affirm resolve that the Taiwanese government should abolish the use of priority seats on public transportation. We define priority seats as designated seats in public transit vehicles for senior citizens, pregnant women, mentally and physically challenged passengers, and those traveling with children. And public transportation is any form of transportation that charges set fares, runs fixed routes, and is available to the public. Okay, now moving on to our harms, or problems that we have found in the status quo today. So harm 1, decreased self-esteem. Due to the close association of old age and abuse of privacy, the obligation of giving up these privacies creates a feeling of resentment from the elderly and assumption that they're less physically capable. Quote, it is not surprising that a growing number of older adults express pessimistic views about aging and are unhappy with the label old. This is from Yoshiko Matsumoto. Okay, and moving on to our second harm, which is decreased morality. So yielding seats to those in need is a moral thing to do, yet priority seats fail to promote stability. Only 33% of respondents give up their seats to people in need, and 11% of respondents give up their seats only when asked. And this is a little pollster. Okay, harm 3, which is increased conflict. So the presence of priority seats promotes a sense of false entitlement among those who fit in the categories listed, and has resulted in serious consequences, ranging from physical and verbal abuse to even cyber shaming. And there's also a very, very big problem of the lack of there's a very big problem caused by the lack of education in society today. So according to research conducted by NTNU, there are elementary kids that surveyed who claim that the priority seats are only for elders, and they deserve that they should be scolded for taking these seats. And the elders, however, believe that the inherent problem is with the public's education on the morality of yielding seats. Okay, and moving on to our fourth harm, which is decreased practicality. So due to the opinion that only those fitting in the categories of tax priority can use these priority seats, many of these seats actually go empty, and some critics actually pointed out that the current system is a waste of tax money and resources. Now finally moving on to our plan. So our plan is a legislative read will pass a bill creating not priority that will, plan 1, remove the current priority seats. In effect, we will take down the sign and make every seat a regular seat. Plan 2, implement a system in which lights will be installed above all seats on public transportation, and beacons using IoT technology will be issued as part of the national healthcare system. Plan 3, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Culture will start a collaborative effort to raise awareness on the importance of delivering seats to those who are in need. Our enforcement will be from the TRA, the MOTC, as well as the legislative grant and the national healthcare system. Our funding will come from the surplus budget of 8 billion NTD and will be 3 billion NTD. Okay? And now the working model. So our working model is South Korea Busan pink light system. And okay, now moving on to our advantages. So we have many advantages that will benefit the society due to our plan. So our first one is that invisible disabilities are now recognized. Number 2, reduces awkward confrontations. Number 3, reduces uncertainty. Number 4, increased birth rate. And number 5, individual satisfaction. Okay, now moving on to our solvency. So why will our plan solve the problems that I've listed in the beginning of my speech? So our plan solves our first harm, self-esteem, as it gives the individual the choice of using the beacon. And number 2, under our plan, the public is educated on the importance of considering those in need, whether visible or not, and acting on courtesy and kindness. Number 3, by removing all priority seats, we no longer promote a sense of entitlement among specific groups. And number 4, by removing priority seats, there is no longer a possibility of wasting seats due to social stigma and fear of judgment. Now, doing this, why are we here today to discuss this issue? Why is the firm decided today to promote our plan? We are here because this issue is extremely significant because the presence of priority seats is one that leads to more harm than good, especially in cases of conflict. And with that, I'm ready for cross-examination.
Second is cross-exam first affirmative, 2 minutes.
Good morning. You mentioned that 33% and 11% give seats when asked. What is your source?
Our source, thank you for mentioning that, but our source is Pollster.
Qualification of the source?
This is the largest Taiwanese survey online.
How How many people were included?
The population of Taiwan in 2013.
How many people? Could you give me a specific number or percentage?
Well, okay, so let me explain a little bit of this survey. So basically the survey, survey
I
people,
need the percentage, please.
so 33% responded.
I mean, of the people who of the population of Taiwan that participated in the survey.
The population of Taiwan. Thank you.
You mentioned a prostitute example at the beginning of your
Yes, that's
speech.
correct.
Is that the only evidence of conflicts?
Of course not. No, I mentioned many other examples. When you have
What
this
time
period.
period did they occur in?
Okay, I have many examples which we want here.
How many in the past month?
In the past month. Well, we have
Do you believe that this is an exception or the majority?
this. If this is occurring in the status quo, there is a problem with the status quo. That's what we believe.
You mentioned that many young students believe that the party seats are for elders. This is the result of a misunderstanding, correct?
It could be a misunderstanding, but sorry, what's the question? I'm sorry.
Do you believe that the harms that you mentioned are part of a misunderstanding?
It is a misunderstanding due to the status quo, which we will solve in our plan.
Alright, you mentioned a beacon in your plan.
Yes.
I did not quite catch that. Could you please clarify?
Okay, so our plan is we will remove priority seats. Number two, we will implement a system in which a light to be installed above all the seats and public transportation. And
The second point was what I needed to hear.
oh, okay.
Your working models is one of your working models is South Korea.
Thank you.
First, negative constructive speech, 4 minutes.
Good morning. The affirmative has not given exact numbers of their status, which means that they do not have a proof, significant proof of their harm. Now, let me state, Article 53 of the People with Disabilities Rights Protection Act states that at least 15% of the seats in public vehicles must be priority seats. Priority seats provide substantive equality for the needy. Substantive equality is an unequal treatment that benefits the disabled and the needy, which protects basic human rights and is guaranteed in Article 7 of our Constitution. These people have a priority to sit on these seats. On the other hand, sitting on regular seats are the lawful rights of anyone who has paid their fee. This difference in purpose is what improves the quality of needy people in taking public transportation while minimizing the violation of the rights of regular passengers. It is calculated that after 2011, more than 68 million rides have been taken on public transportation each year in Taipei by people aged above 65. Our aging society will only increase the number, and when we take the number of others who are also in urgent need of seats, such as the children and disabled, the number is considerably large. Thus, we contend that it is necessary for priority seats to exist in order to maintain substantive equality. Notice that this calculation only refers to Taipei. In fact, public transportation holds account for 37% of all traffic in Taipei. Keelung has 33%, New Taipei has 31%, but all other areas, counties only have less than 14%. This indicates that priority seats is only an issue in areas in and surrounding Taipei City. Thus, a law to abolish all priority seats across the country is unnecessary. Therefore, we propose to keep the status quo with a minor repair, which is a clarification of the correct use of priority seats, and will end arguments over priority seat usage. Now, why clarification? Because the affirmative has agreed that the reason there are conflicts is because people misunderstand the meaning and original purpose of priority seats, which is to remind people who yield their seats to the disabled and the needy. Some people now think of priority seats as exclusive seats, meant to be sat on only by the 4 categories on the signs on public transportation. These people overreact over regular people sitting on priority seats, causing cyberbullying and unneeded pressure on public transportation. To solve this problem, we propose to have the government clarify the correct use of priority seats, which will stop people from misunderstanding in the first place, thus ending disputes over priority seats and solving all harms. This clarification will be delivered regularly to people who take public transportation by advertisements on TV sets, on MRT platforms, and broadcasts on public buses. These methods will have a direct impact on the people who take public transportation and change their views on how to use priority seats. Notably, current promotions only aim to encourage people to yield their seats, while our plan pushes for clarification, which are two very different concepts. Aside from our plan, the Taipei government and Taipei Metro have noticed that the public has not taken full advantage of priority seat identification stickers, premium badges, and other resources, which would have solved the issue of people in need not having a seat. They are already working on raising public attention to these resources. Thus, you consider this problem solved. Yielding regular seats is voluntary, not law-abiding. Improving our social atmosphere can't be done overnight. But with the existence of priority seats, we can make sure that people's basic rights are protected. Right now, we cannot guarantee that people will start yielding regular seats whenever they notice someone in need. That is why, with the negative, firmly oppose the abolishment of the priority seat. And I'll stand ready for cross-examination.
First, affirmative cross-exam for name is 2 minutes.
Okay, hi. So you mentioned Article 53 about priority seats?
Yeah, of the people with disabilities.
Okay, so how do you respond to the fact that, so as you have agreed with the definition, the priority seats are actually there for only 4 categories?
No, that is why the government is proposing to, the priority seats are for
But
anyone.
how do you respond to the fact that you have not challenged the definition, which is only the 4 categories?
No, that was not in our definition, that was in our constructive speech, which
But as a matter of fact, you have not challenged our definition.
no, the definition is that people, anyone who needs the seats can take them. But in our constructive speech, I stated that people believe that only these 4 groups can sit.
Okay,
It's not
okay.
true.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Have you challenged our definition?
Your definition, I have not.
You have not challenged the definition yet.
I have
Bring up
not
something
listened.
that is not under the definition.
I would like
Okay.
you to.
Please take note of that. Okay, moving on to the next question. How do you respond to the fact that in the status quo there are only 4 categories, so which is actually creating an unequal environment for all?
No, currently the government has priority seat identification stickers, which people can take at every MRT station, and they can use that to indicate
Okay,
that.
so you are defending the status quo.
No, that's accessible.
So yeah, so you're defending the status quo.
I do not recognize what they
Defending.
yes.
Yes, okay, but have you brought up a counter plan?
We have a promotion to clarify.
So your
Correct.
judge, they have a counter plan, yet they defend the status quo. Okay.
That's a matter
Moving
of
on.
fact.
Also there's the issue of, you mentioned how there's an issue of priority seats in the status quo, correct?
Yes,
So, issue of Taipei, correct?
in Taipei.
Yeah.
And in
So do you agree to the fact that there is a problem with the status quo?
we believe that currently the problem originates from misunderstanding.
There is a problem.
But so that's why we propose a minor repair, which is
So this is
a
why you defend the
clarification.
status quo and create a counter plan. Okay,
No, that's
thank
a
you.
minor repair.
Second, affirmative constructive speech, 4 minutes.
Honorable Judge, fellow debaters, and esteemed guests, today we are facing an issue. This issue is major in the status quo. What is happening in the status quo is that there is conflict. Conflict is happening. And seeing as the negative has failed to defend the status quo in saying that there is no conflict, they are agreeing with our harms. As such, they are simultaneously defending the status quo, but also proposing a counterplan. As such, this is contradictory in and of itself. Therefore, it does not stand. On the affirmative side, we believe that in order to have a better society, we must implement a plan that allows for more equality in society and for people in need. However, the negative side believes that the status quo is good, but at the same time they must improve. So which is it? They are not clarifying. And furthermore, their counter plan is a mess. They are very vague about everything. They are just proposing a bunch of ideas. Who's gonna do this? How? How are we getting the funding? What are we gonna do specifically? How do we know anything that they have said is feasible? They have failed to give us any proof on that. Okay, moving on to our own plan. So basically, your judge, imagine that today you are someone who has a heart disease. This heart disease perhaps causes you to have some problems in daily life. By going to the hospital and getting a checkup, you are issued a beacon. This beacon allows you to go on public transportation, and once you enter public transportation, lights will go off to alert people that you have entered and you need a seat. As such, you are getting a seat under the affirmative plan. And if someone someone doesn't want to give up their seat. However, the affirmative has enforcement to back that up. Our primary enforcement is the conductors on trains and public transportation in general. As such, if people refuse to give up their seats, then there will be reminders for people to yield their seats to those who are actually in need. And furthermore, this is only the enforcement in the short run. In the long run, the affirmative side seeks to educate the people on what is truly the moral action. As such, the affirmative believes that by educating these people, in the long run, we can encourage people to yield the seats on their own, for their own reasons and for their own benefit, as it is the moral thing to do and the right course of action. Okay, moving on. The affirmative side has also brought up 5 advantages. These advantages are extra benefits of implementing our plan. As such, it is indeed, our plan is better than the status quo. Okay, firstly, our first advantage was that invisible disabilities are recognized. By using these tags, these beacons, we know that invisible disabilities can be recognized instead of having someone go up to a seat, take the seat, and then be criticized for taking the seat because they look healthy. How will we know if that person has invisible disabilities? That is a problem in the status quo. Okay, our second advantage is eliminating awkward confrontations. Under the status quo, in order to access a private seat, if it is occupied, the person in need will have to ask. And this would cause a very awkward situation in which this person asking for the seat may be faced with someone who doesn't want to yield the seat. And this would be a problem in the status quo that the affirmative is seeking to, the affirmative beliefs will be solved by our plan and will furthermore be an advantage as this will be eliminated. Thirdly, our third advantage is eliminating uncertainty. Passengers are reportedly unsure about whether a person needs a seat but not wanting to cause offense. So using our system solves this uncertainty. This includes issues such as invisible disability and pregnant women without a baby bump as they haven't been showing yet. Okay, our fourth advantage is an increased birth rate. As pregnant women may be worried about issues such as miscarriages due to accidents on public transportation, the affirmative side believes that using this system will alert people that there is a pregnant woman on board, so they need the seats. Thank you.
First, negative, cross exempt. Second, affirmative. 2 minutes.
How are people with temporary needs? Does your plan fix this? Does your plan fix the issue that people with temporary needs are not getting services? So I had a headache this morning.
You had a headache this morning. However, if this headache was indeed major, then the person in question
So
would
you do
not.
not have a current plan for this, correct? I would like to ask again your source. How many people are included in your research?
Which research are you?
33%.
The 33% is from Poster, which is the largest Taiwanese survey web.
How many number? What is the
The
number?
population of Taiwan.
No, that is a survey online. But if you do not give us the number, then that means that it could very well be less than 100 people that are included in the
Do
survey.
you have a question?
Yes. How many people are?
I do not have that.
Thank you. So do you agree that your harm is not have any significance?
We do not agree.
But you said yourself that you do not have any numbers.
Even so, we do not agree.
Thank you. Do you have proof of how many incidents, as you opposed, of 5 are happening each month or each year? Is there a number you can give?
No. But these incidents are indeed significant because they are conflict in the status quo. As such, there is a problem in the status quo.
But if these incidents are
Is
only
there a question,
except,
sir?
if these incidents are
Do you
only
have
an,
a question?
I'm asking, if these incidents are only an exception, do you believe that they can be overlooked?
No.
Why not?
Because they are indeed affecting
If there's
society
only-
as a whole. However, the affirmative side believes that by educating the people, we can solve these issues.
Okay, I just said that this disease are only an issue in areas in and surrounding capacity. Does this affect the whole society of Taiwan as a whole?
By educating the whole society of Taiwan as a whole, even by solving Taipei's problems, we can also increase
Okay.
morality in other.
Let me ask another question. Where does the budget of 8 million come from?
The budget of 8 million comes from the Ministry of Transportation and Communications budget.
Second, negative, transparency speech. 4 minutes.
Good morning, honorable judges and worthy opponents. Before I start with my constructive speech, I would like to start with some rebuttal. During the previous cross-examination, where they cross-examined my first speaker, they did not give us a chance to answer, so I'll answer it in my speech. First of all, they asked us about the 4 categories. employees. That is not the current status quo. In the current status quo, there's already an ongoing trend to add people invisible needs to the priority seats. Therefore, the harm that they brought up to state this point is not effective. Secondly, I would like to emphasize that we do not have a counter plan. It is a minor repair that is not a counter plan. Therefore, anything they said about the counter plan is negated. We recognize the harm. We recognize the harm that exists in the current status quo, which is why we have a minor repair, not a counter plan, to correct them. And they asked us about feasibility and budget because this is an ongoing plan. Our budget is already provided by the government, and we have the evidence for the feasibility in our evidence card should they ask for it, which they did not. Now, I would also like to rebut one part of the affirmative plan. They mentioned in their first speech that asking for seats is awkward, but having lights flash in the plan won't be an issue. What about their privacy? Won't it be awkward that a light is flashing above them saying, oh, this person needs a seat, give them a seat? This is enforcement, and we do not believe that this should be done. Now, the affirmative moves the ball to priority seats. We believe that their main harm is misunderstanding and social pressure. While they claim to relieve social pressure, they are not solving anything. They have no follow-up plan to protect the people with temporary needs. People with temporary needs are still a part of the minority and they should be protected, but the affirmative plan does not cover them. Now, because of this, they are violating the rights of the minority, which is against the People with Disabilities Rights Protection Act, which is also against the Article 7 of the constitutional law that protects the minority. Now, the negative has a much more effective minor repair to address the concern or the privacy. I would like to emphasize again, because they kept bringing this up, that this is not a counter plan. I would like to reiterate my partner's statement as they did not seem to have listened to us during his first speech. First of all, the negative proposes that the government clarify the meaning and purpose of the priority seats, as well as encourage passengers to use the priority seats when they are empty. This will solve the harm of social resources being wasted that the affirmative brought up. Our minor repair will be done through the media, audio broadcasting and posters. This will solve the conflicts over the empty priority seats in a metro train or on the bus, as the majority of the conflicts, as the affirmative has brought up, originate from the misinterpretation of the purpose of the priority seats. By helping people understand that sitting in a priority seat is not a crime or misbehavior, and everyone is allowed to sit in them as long as they yield to the needy, we can solve the majority of conflicts. Secondly, there's already an ongoing plan to add people with internal disabilities to one of the 4 groups eligible to the priority seat. This plan is already enacted on the high-speed railway and will be brought to the metro in the next year. People eligible for this group include those whose needs for the seat cannot be seen, such as a sick or visually impaired person. The town metro is also handing out priority seat stickers that will achieve the same ends as the new additional priority group, and is currently promoting the asking for such stickers through posters and display boards on the train. You will notice that without abolishing the priority seats, we the negative are reaching the same needs and benefits as the affirmative via our minor repair, with much less hassle. If the affirmative wishes to ask for evidence of this, we will give them because we have many evidence cards. With the inability of the affirmative to provide a plan that serves as an actual solution to the current problems at hand, and with our minor repair effectively addressing the current conflicts or the priorities, we are proud to propose. I now stand ready for cross-examination.
Statement affirmative, cross-examination negative. 2 minutes.
So firstly, you stated that your minor repair is not a counter plan. Is that correct?
Yes.
However, you are proposing a plan for minor repair. Is that
It's a
correct?
minor repair. It is not.
It is a plan.
We are not.
Is it a plan?
It's a plan, but it is not.
It is a plan. Okay, thank you. Okay, further on, you said that this is an ongoing plan. How long has this been ongoing?
Well, we have a report here stating that in the newest Country Council report, they have stated this, which means
Can you tell me when this plan has started?
July 22,
Oh, what year?
2016.
2016. Okay. Okay. Furthermore, you said that You stated that people with temporary needs do not gain any benefits under the zoning plan. Is that correct?
You admitted that you're ignoring them.
Okay, so you stated that, right?
You say this.
But you reiterated, yes. Okay. So if under your minor repair, people with temporary needs enters a
What
public
about the
vehicle.
party seat stickers?
Finish. If you cannot see that this person has a problem and it's invisible or internal, what would happen to that person?
Well, as we already stated in my constructive speech, the government is handing out priority seat stickers.
Okay, do you have any evidence on how effective the priority seat stickers are?
Yes, if you will give me a second, I have the evidence card for that.
Do you have a source for it?
We have our source for it, which is basically a meeting between a whole bunch of people.
So, credentials?
Credentials is, you can read it as well. It's their organization that helps with traffic and turnout.
Okay. Furthermore, you said that our harms are from misunderstandings. Is that correct?
You stated that.
Okay. Okay, so if our harms are from misunderstandings, and you stated that education will help this, how do you respond to the fact that the affirmative
We are
time?
not, if I could clarify my point, we are not educating you. We are promoting the use of the seats.
So you are promoting awareness.
Yes.
Preparation period for the rebuttal speech, 5 minutes.
In my speech, I will first be clarifying the stances of both teams, then comparing our plans and showing the judges that why our plan is much better. So first, let's talk about the consensus that both teams have. So, we agree that currently there are conflicts occurring in the status quo. That does not mean we agree to all their harms, but we agree to one of them. There are conflicts occurring. Secondly, we both agree that we will promote and raise awareness of priority seats. Our plan is through promotion, their plan is through education. So first, let's clarify the stance of the affirmative side. So the harms they brought up is that the elderly will feel less capable. Secondly is that the increased amount of conflict in society. And third is the decreased morality. However, in a cross-examination session, they have agreed that all of these harms result from a misunderstanding of the proper use of priority seats. This is why, in the negatives plan, we have the government clarify and promote the proper use of priority seats. Thus, we'll solve the misunderstanding, therefore negate all of their harms. We would like to point out that in this debate, they do not have accurate evidence. Their only evidence is the 33% respondents from pollster. First, we would like to point out that it is impossible that the entire population of Taiwan participated in that survey because it is an online survey. Not everyone owns computers, and it is impossible that everyone who owns a computer actually went on that survey and voted. So we would like to say that their main evidence they do not actually tell us how many people accurately responded to that survey. Maybe it was only 100 people. They failed to provide that. In addition, we would like to clarify our plan. We have a minor repair to have the government clarify and promote the proper use of priority seats. In addition, we will be continuing certain aspects of the status quo, which is adding the icon to the plaque above the priority seats. That is an ongoing plan. In addition, we will continue to give out stickers for people with invisible needs. Now, let's compare our plans. They have many flaws within our plan. First, they ignore temporary needs. Yes, we understand that temporary needs may not be as severe as just having surgery, but still, it is something to be considered about. Maybe you just have a headache, maybe you feel like you're going to throw up. It is still something you need to take care for the public, and they have ignored that. In addition, they claim that right now there is a lot of social pressure and old people feel less capable when they go on priority seats. How will it make it better when an old person goes on the metro, lights start flashing all around them to alert people that, oh, there is an old person on the metro, everyone should get out. The old person will feel that there's a stigma on him, everyone is staring at him, there is a pointed pressure. They are not solving their own harms. We would like to point that out. Lastly, we believe that the small, tiny benefit that they may bring actually makes everyone in public transportation uncomfortable. That means that our plan is much better. Thank you. We are proud to oppose.
Third, affirmative rebuttal. 3 minutes.
Okay, the negative team is clearly on the wrong track. Under the status quo, many citizens, such as the elderly, children, and people with invisible disabilities, are not getting the seats prioritized for them. Dear Judge, let me explain to you why our plan will work much better than the current status quo, and why our system will be more progressive. So okay, in the third negative speech, she has brought up how they only agree to one of our harms. However, that is too late to bring up, since in their first two constructive speeches, they have not attacked any of our harms. And so we will assume that they agree to all the faults within the status quo. And again, I would like to repeat our harms. We have found 4 harms within the status quo. Our harm 1 is that it harms self-esteem. Our harm 2 is that it does not promote morality. And number 3, conflicts from false entitlement. And number 4, economic practicality. And my second point, the second point I would like to point out is that is the first speaker's point on how conflicts there are only conflicts around Taipei City. Again, they are admitting that there are flaws within the system, but why not use our plan and solve the problems once and for all for Taipei and for the South? Because if there's problems in Taipei, there will be problems in the South in the future, and soon. So why not just solve the problem once and for all? And for their minor repair, or their counterplan, it was extremely vague and non-topical, and it was not even eligible because
they did not provide any information. How are they going to enforce it? What are they going to do? They say they're going to do this and that, but they never said how they were going to do it, what's their funding and enforcement and all that. And also they have brought up priority stickers. They did not explain what they are, who gets them, how, and the eligibility and the requirement to get them. So as far as we know, anyone could get them, and that is extremely ineffective. And a plan should be changed. Okay, and their whole entire case was how right now we have these problems because of misunderstanding. From misunderstanding. However, our plan, we also have a plan of education to solve these problems of misunderstanding. However, we have proposed an extremely effective plan. Not only educates the people of these misunderstandings, we also have 4 advantages to our plans, which we also have brought up 4 advantages to our plans, which my respective speaker has explained. And the negative side has not brought up any disadvantages or any flaws that they have found in our plan. So most of them, they agree with our workability, our working model, and that the plan is feasible on a whole. So please, with that, dear judge, please consider our side. Would you want to live in a world where the status quo is still flawed, or would you want to live in a world where we have a more progressive society and a better system? Thank you.